Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Mills Lane, and this is The Lane for December 31st, 2020. We're at the end of the year, and it is a good time as any to talk about as far as some of the biggest points about 2020. Um, yeah, it's probably been over and done, but as far as how we look at things here on the lane, we'll take that journey and enjoy ourselves. So since it's new, I haven't been here in a while. Let me start out by saying, welcome back. Welcome back to myself and you. And I thank you for your support to everybody that reached out and was like wondering what was going on as far as like what was I doing. I appreciate you as well. For those who don't know, basically, I was just in a situation where I had to help a friend, and I'm going to leave it right there um, for all of us. So, what else can I talk about? As you can see, we've made some adjustments in our viewing. That's great. Um, and it's now, hey, I mean, it's just nice. So I can go on the Ranners Union and have a green screen too. So that's pretty cool. Um, as far as what's coming up, we also got. Well, I showed you guys this before, but so we got lighting now. So uh, I can darken myself, or probably better to have more light, right? I'm light enough, but yeah. So that this is some of the things that's going on as far as some of the upgrades that we were able to get thanks to donations from contributors of the lane and also American Culture Topics. And of course, a lot comes from our sponsor. And well, before I get to my sponsor, salute King Twin. Uh huh. You got the big budget. Hey man, it's all by support, and we've been growing this channel through supporters like King Twin as well, and there's and others. We've just been taking our time, trying to get things in order. And I say we as if it's a team, it's kind of me, the sponsors, and and the donations. So it all comes together. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to. Okay. So, so I was having a little issue because I was forgetting some of the dynamics. I haven't been behind the screen in a while. So, so for today, the lane is yeah, I'll say these are some of the biggest stories. Oh yeah, Happy New Year, King Twin as well. Geo, that's right. And we'll continue on with the show. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't never say I was leaving, and I didn't. But at the same time, we definitely. I say we a lot. I'm used to. Got to get over the trap, but trap still. We still talk. He's out there, so but I definitely wanted to look at these stories here and to get things going and do this the lane. Salute to Virginia Slim. What's up, partner? You got Blue Label in the house. Salute to Blue Label. Blue Label, we gotta get you hooked up with the Ranners Union. They got some musical shows. Um, I know J58, he be hosting the show, and definitely would like to get some of your music on there, some Cool Ties music. You know what I'm saying? So we can get all that going. It's called Synergy, right? So Salute the Blue Label. Salute to Larry Beach. What's going on, Larry Beach? Yeah, man, we're gonna close the year off right. I said I had to come back for the Lane Gang. There's a Lane Gang out there, folks that was looking for this show. Salute and thank you, Brooksy. Salute to you as well. Yeah, definitely right. I had definitely missed the show. Some of the topics that were going on for the past couple months, not really interesting to me, but I mean, I would have loved to do some shows on some of them. But definitely taking a little break, and the break's over. Time to take over, right? That's right. That's right. Big facts, Blue Label. Yes, definitely. Brox Machino roll with them folks. So yeah, let's get that going. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody just joining in. I appreciate y'all. So I was about to talk about my sponsor. Yes, and this week's show, of course, sponsored by Wash While You Work. Wash While You Work Mobile Detailing. Um, we're trying to get some celebrity clients. So anybody that's a celebrity in the Lane Gang, yeah, go see check them out. It's in the Charlotte, North Carolina vicinity. So check them out, washwhileyouwork.com as well. Yeah, we tried to reach out. We're gonna try to get some of them NASCAR folks. I think we can make that happen. I think we can make that happen. So of course, this is the Lane show where we just take a look at some topics, and we definitely appreciate all all that you guys do. And but this year, and definitely, if you just take a look at some of these pictures, they'll pretty much sum up our year. So that's one. Okay. Of course, this is another picture that pretty much sums up our year. It just word for word. Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words. So we'll get into these. That thing right there is another one. So we'll definitely get into that as well. And this, hmm, yeah. So we'll get into this as well. So I think we'll go in an order. So let's start here. This thing here, this COVID, it pretty much took over everything, right? I don't have nothing new to add here. Hold on, you guys are talking. All right. We got Mike from Boston in the house. Salute. He's talking reckless. Happy New Year. You know, um, that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So that is part of our, a part of the part of the lifestyle. Salute to Cliff Bravo as well. So, all right. So coronavirus and the type of coronavirus, which is known as COVID-19, um, took over the world, and not only the world, but it also took over America as America became the hotbed for COVID-19. Why America? Because America has freedoms. You learn about freedoms. That's right. 2020, COVID-19 was 2020. I mean, for America's sake, yeah. But COVID-19 pretty much took over in America. We have the most cases of COVID-19 as far as any other country. Um, we've also done a good job at having the highest amount of deaths as well. I'm trying to take a look at the statistics right now. Over 19.7 million confirmed cases of COVID-19, and 300, almost 350,000 deaths. Um, What's so surprising? I think the amount of attention that Americans took to it. You got to remember, America, we're a free country, and that freedom gives us that ability to think. Sometimes, sometimes we move around with the flock. And in this country, we had a huge amount of people that never believed that COVID was a real thing, COVID-19 or the coronavirus was real. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. What's going on, Jay Sean Brown? Salute to you. Thanks for joining us here on the lane. Yeah, it's been a while, but you're back on the scene. But definitely, with the amount of people that did not believe it, and it kind of some of it was kind of parallel to party lines, being that this was an election year. Of course, we'll get into that later. But just the overall sheer amount of unpreparedness from the leadership of the country on down. So we definitely have a cause of concern where the Centers for Disease Control or the World Health Organization, we were kind of relying on them to give us the things that we need. Uh-huh. And Amazing Confection says, salute to you. COVID-19 was 2020 and the pandemic will be 2021. Wow. And that's a fact. Today, we're learning more and more about there's a new strand of COVID-19 that there's a case been found in Colorado. And what we're hearing is that it it's more contagious. So that's where we're going. Here we go. I'm one of them that don't believe. That's fair. And I'm one of them that think I had it. So it's back in April. I had a tough time, and so it was. It's just something at the same time where and it's fair. I would give them a fair shot from my standpoint of the objectivist in me. Yeah, but there was facts that suggest that people with pre-existing conditions, um, it seems like this sickness kind of attacks that, and a lot of people checked out by stats. But once again, it's the first time uh, we've looked at closely at a virus as far as taking stats. It's always some type of super virus that forces us to look at stats. Um, yes, this country, once again, and it was very political, um, kind of confusing why, I should say, the President Trump did not kind of agree with the people that were in place to deal with this COVID-19. He also terminated some of the programs that were in place by previous presidents on how to deal with pandemic situations. So pretty much we didn't have the backing of a solid foundation from the government to actually deal with this COVID. Um, we had a good friend that passed away from COVID related. Condolences there. He was on a ventilator for 2 weeks, and his body got weaker because of the ventilator. And that's one of the things I believe in there as well. As far as for those who, if you are diagnosed with COVID and coronavirus, and you have the ability to walk around, continue to walk around. Don't ever uh, like it attacks weakness. So if you're laying weak, it's just basically helping the COVID do what it's supposed to do. All right, we got a birthday coming up. We got Blue Label birthday coming up. We got Amazing Confections birthday on 1/2. We got another supporter of American Culture Topics. I think his birthday is on the 1st. Salute to Bonnet. He out there somewhere. But yeah, we are definitely ready to let this year go. But COVID's not going anywhere. So, but the strands are probably going to get larger, and it's just something that we got to realize and not. I think, well, not. I'm not going to freak out, but I think we should just move on to how we've trying to been dealing with it, or how we've been told to deal with it, and that's the social distancing aspect. And you're looking at a couple of individuals here, um, and yeah, they're wearing masks and they're getting themselves together, and I need to get myself together. So I need a couple seconds, y'all.
Kind of a weird thing happening here with Giannis. He's still putting up unbelievable numbers, and he's still an unstoppable force, but he's a little out of control, like anger-wise. You see the headbutt the other day? Yeah. He's had a couple of those kind of things. In the bubble? Yeah, he's had like 2 or 3 different situations where he either cheap shotted a guy or kind of got.
Well, all of that being said, yeah, social distancing has been the biggest, I say, change of life, and it's been very, 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 very different. Not to mention the amount of people that have to deal with this from the standpoint that they no longer have employment based on the fields that they may work in, not being able to open up based on government guidelines. So if you live somewhere, I should say, or work somewhere like certain types of places, at one point in time, the business was not allowed to open, like gyms, for instance, which is definitely, definitely tough for people trying to lose weight. All right, amazing facts. My father was diagnosed with COVID-19 and is on dialysis. He was given some super medication cake, which which helped all his symptoms almost immediately. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, to be on either side, this is a very important part. But social distancing is an answer to the dirtiness of America. So we're used to not having to do anything like we tell people to wash their hands after they use the bathroom, but it's not a guarantee that people are going to wash their hands after they use the bathroom. But social distancing, changed the way services like Uber and Lyft operate, where they do not have the the ability to do the pool, which was the way that the people could save money by sharing their ride with others. Um, so that has changed as well. We got a comment from Mike. My father died within 24 hours of diagnosis. Condolences there, Mike. He was old though. When you say he got his run, he got his life, and remember to always remember those who have gone away and remember the good times, because it's better that way, believe me. But so social distancing, again, same thing with COVID. Some people just don't believe in it, as folks have begin to, we had to actually go through the summer, so there was a lot of, uh, trips to be taken to popular destinations, and as well as parties to be had, and folks are going to parties, on a daily basis, and the numbers continued to go up till we got to a point where we figured that the people that got it we're able to move through. Now this comment is a good one. Social distancing will be the cause of a lot of mental health illnesses. That's true, because one thing that we didn't notice, well, we noticed because I think I made a mention of it earlier this year on American Culture Topics. Um, the mass shootings and mass murders kind of slowed down for a change. People didn't have a chance to mass murder because there weren't a lot of mass gatherings. In fact, our bombing this year had a 15-minute warning attached to it. So social distancing helps in that aspect. Um, it teaches people maybe that people who have maybe had halitosis and bad breath, wearing these masks, they kind of had to learn about their breath, and maybe they've made modifications. Is scope going up? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure this was a great point on the mass murder thing, not the scope part, but no, I don't have stock in scope, but I put that mask on after overnight, and I realized brushing your teeth is very important. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's right, Larry. You see that flames fire? You know what I'm saying? Salute to Mike Wary. What's going on, sir? Yes, the lane has returned. Lane gang is official. We ain't go nowhere. And as I spoke before when I first started the show, I definitely was, and still is. I'm currently helping a friend, but I was able to make some changes to my appearance. I feel good. Like I was able to get a haircut last week, so I'm back in the the good graces of the world, I guess. Yeah, social distancing. It definitely when it started, you was wondering like how long would some people wait? Like as far as if you were somebody who was out there alone and you didn't have any companion, but you're somebody who was used to go out and date and things of that nature. Dating had to change. You had to adjust. Whoops. Like I hope you like eating outside because most restaurants were only allowed to eat outside until we got to a point where they ended up with a 25% capacity. And at the same time, yes, we always known that Karen existed, and as Karen became more of a cultural thing and a term for Americans that stick their nose in other business, a lot of Karens were able to narc out people who called the cops. I should say they called the cops on people who were having gatherings of 10 or more. So, geez, I'm sorry, y'all. I guess I haven't been using this thing for a while, so I just need a quick break. So yeah, so we definitely with social distancing, you hope that the hygiene picks up. We have more accountability as far as who comes and goes. I noticed that at child care places, and now that you have to do temperature checks and temperature screenings before entering some workplaces. Definitely the change on education. As Amazing Confections just brought up, I'm gonna pull up our comment. Yes, Delane is back. Facts. But yes, dating, eating, personal interactions change, but most importantly, education changed because of social distancing, and that's a fact. I watch my nephew. He does that. He has to do the Zoom school, and it's a different engagement, I guess, because it's like they're staring at each other, but at the same time, the interactions change. Um, yeah, social distancing has been doing its thing, including bringing out the crickets. Salute to Mel Kwan. Thanks for joining us here on the lane. Um, but yes, I have. I'm not gonna say a victim, but we all are forced to make changes during this time with social distancing. Wow, I definitely don't have the. Definitely got to rework this talking voice. I tell you. But yes, social distancing because of this. And while we were in the middle of trying to understand this new world we were put in, one of the most egregious murders, that's the word I choose to use, one of the most egregious murders was committed by Derek Chauvin when his knee over the neck of George Floyd caused, my words, caused George Floyd to pass away. And salute to you, Mel Kwan. But this, while we were able to see a video that showed us for over 8 minutes, George Floyd being in this position, it resonated to the point where our whole country finally, I should say for definitely for Black Americans, our whole country, we kind of finally had that enough moment to where damage had to happen. My words. And it's important that, you know, I look at I look and retract back to this picture because in America we use platforms, I should say, to speak up. And this was when we're looking at Kaepernick, and he took the time to speak up about injustices. And he tried to keep it on police, but that message didn't get through. So it moved on to equality issues, where that message had to continue and go further. And it still just didn't resonate until what happened to George Floyd and the riots that happened in Minnesota, to the looting that happened across the entire United States. So that also changed the way some businesses react. It's important to notice that we don't have, I should say, a lot of brick and mortar businesses had to suffer because of the rioting and looting. But I would never tell anybody, and that's in those situations, that how they should react. It's very important that had to happen. I feel as though, and it brought awareness, and now companies like Nike or in that nature, clothing companies, even gas companies, where hey, they're like, hey, guess what? Black Lives Matter, and that message, I should say, the philosophy gained more traction this year than any. As far as the organization, I don't know too much about the organization of Black Lives Matter. I don't follow it. I just know it's an organization. We even got Keenan Kong in the house. Salute. Nose gang. But what we don't have is a collective yet. And it's coming. I think it'll come. I thought this would be the year. I thought that you know, the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others, sadly, because it's still going on. We had issues in Philadelphia even just a couple months ago. So it's not over. Definitely not over as far as the rules of engagement between police officers and civilians. So we definitely, I look back at it as never saying that it's over. It's not over, but it's definitely, uh, folks are paying more attention this year. So what else we going? As far as social injustice, no, it's not going away, and we have to keep trying to make sure that it goes away. And some of it's through elections, some of it's through street work, and we'll keep hoping for something better as we move forward to our next topic.
Kind of a weird thing happening here with Giannis. He's still putting up unbelievable numbers and he's still an unstoppable force, but he's a little out of control, like anger-wise. You see the headbutt the other day? Yeah. He's had a couple of those kind of things. In the bubble? Yeah, he's had like 2 or 3 different situations where he either cheap shotted a guy or kind of got into a mini scuffle.
That video should have been a little bit wider. But we'll move forward. So, I bet you he wanted me to lead with this, but not that important anymore, buddy, as the people have spoken. And Donald Trump was defeated by Joe Biden in this year's election. And he was beat bad, real bad. But he refused to accept a lot of the results, which nobody was expecting anything different. I mean, it's pretty much been his look the whole presidency, as far as there are things that needed to be fixed that just did not get fixed. Sorry. If I had to go over his record, what he was able to accomplish and what he wasn't able to accomplish in his term, pretty much speaks to volumes of why he's a one-term president. He could have made some inroads to actually help people. But some folks would say that what he did help some Black people. He did sign a measure that, excuse me, helps the funding of HBCUs. So that was a good look on his behalf. Salute to Mo Brown. And we, as I look back at the antics, very interesting, the antics that were played out as far as the stimulus bill that we needed this year, for people, especially people who didn't have employment based on the pandemic. And as far as the new resolutions that seem to be getting held up in the Senate. So I'm not gonna trash. Yeah, okay, maybe I will. I'll take it down the lane. If the answer was at Mar-a-Lago Resort, and then Trump would have found it because he spent majority of his term at Mar-a-Lago Resort. And the government had to pay for it. We don't have to worry about him for the next 4 years. If he's up to it, I doubt he'll be up to it in 4 years. But if he's up to it, he may run again or have one of his kids. I think that section, which was roughly around 70 million people, woke up and decided that a presidency with Donald Trump is not a bad thing. Which is interesting because a lot of those people are broke. But we're moving on. We have Joe Biden, Delaware resident, very tough on crime, and Kamala Harris, former Attorney General, also tough on crime. We'll see what they are able to do with this incoming year of 21, which features not only a healthy amount of COVID and coronavirus related issues, also a large unemployment amount, and unknown where the funding will come from that will be able to continue a lot of people's lives. So we're at that point. And it's just very important to understand as far as what we have coming forward. When he takes his hands from out of his ears, what I am very concerned about is, will the country pursue charges for some of the things that happened while he was in office? A few things that, especially meetings, unknown meetings, potential talking behind the scenes as far as things between him, maybe his children, the Stormy Daniels stuff where his lawyer actually went to prison. Yes, there's a lot, and there's potential for some tax evasion, especially if he gets away with paying $750 in taxes. So if somebody wants to, I mean, what's the vice president doing anyway? You know what I'm saying? The vice president only job is to basically break the tie in the Senate if there's a 50-50 vote. So the vice president, who's a former attorney general, now with all of the nation's resources at her madam's disposal, Madam Vice President, you got one job. And as far as as far as Biden is concerned, keep the pressure on. He finally realizes that the black vote was very important. See Georgia, and it was very important that he got that state. It was a signing to the future, and it was a warning to a lot of the other southern states that the population is changing. Wow. And that is the truth about all of this. So we are at the end of the show. This has been The Lane for 12/31/20. It's the end of the year. So it's the end of the year, and I just want to thank everybody for joining me here on The Lane. The American Culture Topics I would definitely like to do an American Culture Topic show later on. I'm not 100% if I'm gonna be able to. I definitely want to thank everybody that joined me today. Yes, it was fun getting back. I'm definitely sitting here like trying to figure out like am I my breathing techniques or am I under control there? Yeah, we got the green screen going. From what I see, it looks pretty good. It could be a little better. The lighting is there. Hopefully, the lighting holds up. And everybody, definitely take care of your loved ones. Um, keep yourself safe. Keep yourself clean. Practice proper hygiene. No stank breath. And well, nobody will know, right? Because it's just you. And I thank you very much again for Watch While You Work mobile detailing. To all those who send in donations, we thank you and look forward to more of the lane and seeing you in 2021. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of you, and you guys have yourselves a safe and happy new year.